for you. You ready?
Yep, I'm listening.
Okay. The house is a mess, right? And you come to me and you're like, Haley, can you help me clean up the house? We got a lot going on today. I just need an extra hand. You know what? I'm like, I got you. Say less. You know what I'm saying? I'm your helpmate for a reason, big dog. Big dog. Just give me a list of things you want me to clean up and I'll do it.
What do you mean give you a list? You see what's going on in the house. You see what needs to be fixed, and you see what I'm working on. So just work on something different than I'm working on.
What you mean, money? How I know which one you want me to do? Just give me a list, and I'll tackle that list. Like, tell me what you want me to do, and I'll do it.
You do something, and if I see you're doing it, then I'm just gonna do something differently. I shouldn't have to tell you what to and what not to do.
Okay, but also there are certain things that you're just better at than me, and you get mad at me because I don't clean certain things the way that you do. And honestly, I think it'd be easier if you just give me a list of things that you're okay with me cleaning, you're okay with me doing, and I'll do that list. Like, I'm a team player. I'm about to help you out. I'm gonna get it done.
It's not the fact that I do it better. I mean, if you see how I'm doing it, why don't you just pay attention whenever I'm doing it, and then you can see how to do it the right way. Like, don't say just, oh, by default you do it better, so maybe you should just clean it.
No, because last time you got mad at me when I got bleach in the dark color clothes. So I said, you know what? Since you don't appreciate the fact that I even tried, I'm not gonna do it no more because you get mad at me when I don't do it the way you do it.
So if you know bleach don't go in it now, because I told you that last time, don't put bleach in the dark color clothes this time. That's simple.
See, just give me a list, money. I don't know what's so hard about that. You want me to help you to begin with, so I'm trying to help you. So make me a list, and I will get that done. All the things you want me to do, I'm willing to do it. You act like I'm not trying to help you. I don't see. This is why it's so hard doing stuff for you because you make it more difficult than what it needs to be. You act like telling me what you want me to do is a hard thing.
I need you to help me in this situation. Just see what's going on. After you see what's going on, you're gonna see what needs to and what don't need to be cleaned up. If I'm working on something, you work on something different. And then if it's not done, ain't no such thing as been done. I just need to be clean. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point because you're throwing me off.
I feel like you just make things a bigger deal than what they are, and it makes me not even want to clean up. So at this point, I might as well just let you do it by yourself because no matter what I do, it's never up to your standard anyways. It's never clean enough. It never looks good enough. You got bleach on my black shirt. Like, you didn't even appreciate the fact that I tried.
And if you let me do it by myself, then you can just find you somewhere else to stay.
And now you threatening me with splitting up? That's such a narcissistic behavior. I'm done with this.
The last time I tried to have a conversation about weaponized incompetence, I put together a compilation video of different scenarios being played out of how people weaponize incompetence. And I got quite a few people in my comments and DMs upset with me. It was mostly men because most of the videos that I put up, not all of them, but most of them, were of men who were weaponizing incompetence. And this time I tried to find some videos of women doing it. And I can honestly say that this video was the closest that I came to finding it. I'm not saying that women don't weaponize incompetence. I'm just saying there aren't videos of them doing it out there. But the one thing that I did like about this video was how they played out the conversation so that it got straight to the point. Unfortunately, when weaponized incompetence shows up in our lives, it's a lot more covert and manipulative than what we saw being played out in this conversation. It doesn't just show up waving all the red flags directly into your face. What it does is tiptoe in pretending to be confusion. It shows up as a fully grown adult standing in front of a sink full of dishes and looking at it as if the concept of dish soap eludes them or they've never seen it before. So whenever I've encountered situations like this, the first thing that I think to say is there's no better time to learn than right now. Since you're saying you don't know how to do something or you're not good at it, well, let's take this opportunity to learn how to do it properly. There's just way too many people who think that not knowing how to do something is a valid excuse to avoid the responsibility, especially when the issue isn't even about their inability, it's about their reluctance to even try. Weaponized incompetence isn't about genuinely lacking a skill, it's about your selective helplessness. We're looking at the same person who can troubleshoot technology. They remember some of the most obscured sports statistics or assemble furniture without using the instructions, but suddenly they claim complete confusion when you ask them to put a load of clothes in the washing machine or make a phone call to a doctor's office or service provider and any other basic task that needs to be done around the home or in the office or wherever. And they make the performance very convincing. It's all in their hesitation. It's the, I don't want to mess it up, that quiet hope that someone else is going to step in and take over. Because historically, that's exactly what happens. Most of us we've been trained into enabling this behavior without even realizing it. You ask them to do something, they give you the sob story about not wanting to mess it up or not knowing how to do it. So you sigh and then you take over, or you watch them do it wrong and then redo the task instead of teaching them how to do it correctly. Or you just outright decide that it'll be faster and easier to just do it yourself and not ask them at all. And in that moment, you see the responsibility quietly shifts. So one person becomes the default manager, the planner, the fixer, the person who holds the entirety of the mental load, while the other person learns that, hell, if I do it badly enough or pretend that I can't do it at all, they're never going to ask me to do it again. Unfortunately for them, today's a new day. So not knowing how to do something is no longer an excuse. And it's also not going to be looked at as some kind of character flaw. But your refusal to learn how to properly do something will most certainly be looked at as a character flaw, because we all have to start somewhere. Nobody jumps into a new project knowing how to do it perfectly. But when someone consistently avoids learning because they know for a fact that another person's going to jump in there and pick up the slack, that is not them being incompetent. That is a manipulative strategy. And it only survives when it's rewarded. That's why when I say there's no better time to learn than right now, it's a powerful response, because it's not you being sarcastic or cruel, and it doesn't have to escalate into a fight. It just simply removes the escape hatch. It says calmly and clearly that responsibility, your responsibility, is not going to disappear just because something is unfamiliar to you. It invites the opportunity to learn instead of you needing to be rescued. And it shifts the dynamic without creating the unnecessary drama. Once you stop jumping in to save the situation, something very interesting begins to happen. The person who is used to being able to get away with weaponizing incompetence, they're now forced to sit with the mild discomfort of not being immediately good at something. They might do it inefficiently, they might do it awkwardly. They're going to fold the towels wrong. They're going to cook something questionable or take a lot longer to do the task than maybe you would. And we have to learn to all be okay with that, because competence is built through repetition. It's not going to be perfect on the first, second, maybe even the third try. Growth isn't something that happens when someone is always protected from making mistakes. The weaponized incompetence loses its power once the individual realizes that feigning to be confused won't get a free pass. When pretending not to know no longer results in someone else taking over. When learning becomes the expectation instead of the exception. Consistency is what breaks the pattern. Not the anger, not the nagging, just a steady refusal to carry what doesn't belong to you. This isn't about you being harsh or unkind to them. It is about having mutual adult respect. Healthy relationships, no matter what they are, romantic, familiar, professional, they cannot survive when one person is always cast as the perpetual caretaker and the other person is always playing the helpless victim. Responsibility isn't something that you can continue to go through life dodging. It's something that needs to be shared amongst all the people involved. And when everyone participates, resentment has far less room to grow. So the next time someone tries to opt out by acting as if they're confused, understand that you are not required to manage these capable adults. You are not obligated to absorb every task just because you know how to do it efficiently. Calmly, confidently, and without apology, you can say to them, there is no better time to learn than right now. This life is not a daycare center, and growth has always been a group project. And if one person decides not to contribute to the project, then we all.
Can't myself.